This is Larger Curves. Thanks for tuning in today. You know, it's November 8th. The 2022 is already gone, y'all. We only have a month and some weeks left before we get to 2023. So I figured, why not have the incomparable Leah Diaz, mogul, on with us this afternoon or morning, wherever y'all are at, depending on your time zone, okay? But Larger Curves wanted to thank you for taking the time to pop in today. I hope you're smashing the like button, smash the subscribe button. If you haven't already, hit the bell so you can get notified next time I upload a video and so you can become part of this beautiful curvy community that we're growing over here at Larger Curves. Okay, you know what? You know what? I love Married to Medicines. And when they came out with the Los Angeles cast, I was like, yes, more excellence, more excellence. And then they had a season two, remember? And the ladies from Atlanta, Married to Medicine, went to LA and they introduced us. And remember, Leah Diaz came on and everybody was like, oh, she's the new Nene Leakes. Well, Nene's already Nene. So we're going to find out what Leah has to say about being Leah here today. And here is none other than the beautiful, talented, business minded, wonderful woman who's taken her time to be with us here today. So I better get to it instead of using all these adjectives. Okay? Here's Leah Diaz. Oh my God.
Hey, how are you?
Thank you for being here
Thank you for
today.
having me.
I appreciate your time. I appreciate your energy and I appreciate you coming through. So I don't want to keep you
Of course.
forever, even though I would love to keep you forever because I think you're fascinating. Fascinating.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you.
Like
Thank you. I
seeing it,
appreciate that.
right? No, I appreciate you just like taking a moment out of your life. Did y'all see, if you guys follow Leah Diaz on Instagram, go follow her. She's always doing stuff. And so she had posted, "Oh, I'm taking a break for 24 hours." I was like, "Are we still on?" Like
Yeah, yes. If you can see, I'm in my natural state, no makeup, no hair. I'm on a staycation right now with my sisters, and it's been literally the best 18 hours.
I bet. I bet. You
Amazing.
know, you're beautiful. You're flawless, just like this. We're
Thank
going to
you.
talk about your natural hair journey. I understand that you're going through that right now and that it's something that you're embarking on. And I love a good natural hair. I
Yeah.
used to do like 27, 28, 32, 26, and the glue and the perms and all that too. And there just comes a day when you're just like tired of it. You know what I mean? So I wanted
Yeah.
to talk to you about that too. But a staycation with your sisters?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So you guys are you
Exciting. Yeah.
that is so
Like
exciting.
nestled in between yeah, and I'm nestled in between mountains right now. It's so quiet, it's so peaceful. It's just been exactly what we all needed. So it's been good.
Oh, how wonderful that is. Well, I wanted to talk to you about a couple other things. Okay. So some things came out in the news in September. I don't know if you feel like talking about it or not. We don't have to, but I would like to see just like what happened after
Sure.
Married to
I'm an
Medicine
open book.
LA. Yeah. So what happened after Married to Medicine LA? Like
Yeah, no, no, no.
we
This
were so into it and then they were like canceled and we were like, why? Do you have any background on that?
yeah, so I think it's hard for me to say for sure because I don't think as cast members we get all of the details, to be honest with
Right,
you. I
right.
think that there were just issues between the cast and what Bravo wanted. And the truth is that Bravo is this mega machine and they know exactly what they're doing. And I think, just to be frankly honest, our cast didn't fit the model of what they were looking for. And they make decisions that are in the best interest of themselves and the viewers. And Married to Medicine LA just wasn't continued. That doesn't mean that we won't come back in a different capacity or on a different platform or
Yeah.
in another way. And to be honest with you, a lot of us are still doing things that keep us in the public eye. Like, I have Hype Hair Magazine and I'm still doing a lot of stuff with press and media. And I know Dr. Drummond has this whole thing that he does. He's been literally on TV. I feel like he's been on TV more since the
Right.
show has been off. Um, yeah, because he just has this amazing footprint when it comes to really breaking down what COVID is to us regular folks.
Right.
Um, so yeah, I mean, Bravo's a great platform. I don't see in the near future that they're bringing our show back, but that doesn't mean that you won't see any of us on TV in other ways.
Okay. Okay. Well, that was going to be
Yeah,
one of my
and
questions.
that's all I can say about that.
Okay. Okay. So you would do reality TV again personally?
Oh, for sure, for sure. Um, I actually have done TV prior to Married to Medicine. I did a show on the OWN network called Mind Your Business. I
Oh,
actually I modeled for years. That was kind of like my first thing. So I've done television, commercials, that kind of stuff before. So
yeah.
television is actually something that I enjoy doing. And it
Excellent.
just so happened that Married to Medicine kind of fit that space in my life that I was in. But yeah, TV for sure. I love it. I mean, I'm from LA. Like TV is like a thing.
I know, right? Yes, speaking of
Yeah.
LA, you're from Inglewood. Inglewood's in the house. Now, so I'm from the Bay.
Inglewood.
I'm from Oakland. And when I moved to LA in 1984, the people were like, Inglewood. And I was like, what's this? And they were like, Inglewood. And I was like, okay. And then they took me to Inglewood, and I was like all in. It was so cool. It was like such
I
a
love
breath
how
of
you
fresh.
say it.
That's how they literally said it when I came. So I'm from Oakland, and I thought I had to say it Inglewood, like because everybody said it like that to me. It was so funny. So I know that you do
Yeah.
Inglewood's Finest. It's right under my picture here. You see that shirt she has on, you guys? That's part of her merch. You guys can get merch. And so Inglewood's
Yeah.
Finest is that, and I love it. So in this apparel line, why Inglewood? Like that's your hometown. You mentioned it on
Mhm.
Married to Medicine several times, and now your
Yeah.
businesses are there. You have Hype Hair Magazine, you have Girl Cave Beauty, you have Champ um, a Lounge or something, right?
Yeah. Champ City. Uh huh.
Yeah, and those are all Inglewood centric. But what I love that you do, Leah, and I want to get into the meat of it, is that you have a Black owned beauty supply that you franchise out to other Black entrepreneurs. Dr. Heavenly was one of your first pilot franchise places, and her Heavenly Beauty
Yeah.
Supply is actually a Girl Cave Beauty franchise. And then didn't another doctor from LA do it too? The one that just had the baby. What's her name?
Right. So it's split. So Heavenly actually was one of my first, she was actually my largest coaching client. So part of what I do with the Girl Cave LA is I help women open up beauty supply stores. So they have the option of making a Girl Cave LA or their own brand. Heavenly opted to do her own brand, but the Girl Cave LA helped her basically get her foot in the door. So
Right.
we've never opened up a store that large. Her store is almost 10,000 square feet.
Oh,
It's humongous.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, we help Heavenly open her store. When I say we, myself and my leadership team, and then Dr. Kendra Segura, who was on Married to Medicine with me, is actually a Girl Cave LA franchisee. She has a location in Inglewood also.
Yes, yes, and I love it. So you offer these classes and you do a mentorship program. How was it for you breaking into that industry? Because we see the movies, we hear the things, we know that we've never seen hardly any Black-owned beauty supplies, but we're going there. And based
Yeah,
on,
it was. Oh wait,
go ahead.
my phone broke up a little bit. I didn't hear the last thing you said.
I was going to say, based off of the perception, it felt like it was really hard for Black people specifically to break into that industry because of, I mean, I saw that movie Bad Hair. And, Chris Rock kind of broke it down in that movie about the challenges of us selling something to ourselves that we use. And so did you get iced out? How hard was it for you to find vendors? Like, how did you tear down those walls? Because I feel like what you're doing, Miss Leah, is quite the
Yeah,
game changing event. You know what I mean? Like bringing it back to our
yeah,
own hands. Can you imagine like the power of that? Like where we're not getting followed around stores and argued with and fought, and people are respecting our what we're trying to do. So I really appreciate that you're
exactly.
creating this space for this to happen. Can you share your challenges and your successes in that department?
Yeah, it was really hard in the beginning, and that's part of the reason. Excuse me. That's part of the reason why I do coaching now, is because I know how hard it was to break into this industry.
Yeah.
And in order for Black people, Black women to get back the market share, I have to help as I learn. Because I made so many mistakes. I lost so much money in the first couple years because I just didn't know. So yeah, I
Right.
had the hardest time finding vendors. I had the hardest time learning how to price merchandise to stay competitive based
Right.
upon the prices that my distributors were giving me. It's a whole thing, retail, especially in the beauty supply market, because like I said, it's not like distributors were knocking down the door to work with me. I had to
Right.
be really creative to get those accounts open and really finagle my way through this industry. So it was not hard. I mean, it was not easy. I will say now it's a breeze for me. I can do it in my sleep.
Right.
Um, and part of that is because I'm going on my 7th year and I have relationships with all of my vendors and I have a amazing customer base. But oh my God, being a young Black girl getting into this industry 7 years ago, it
Yeah.
was, it were many of days that I was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Right.
Like I'm done.
What
We'll
made you
just
push
we'll
through
just sell
those
the product
days?
online. I don't want to do stores.
Right? What made you push through those days though? Because I mean, it could have been easy to just do online or give up. I mean, there's no shortage of beauty supply stores. So, what was it in you? Like when you were a little girl, were you all about hair and makeup? Or was it just that you knew that this was something that needed to change?
It was a little bit of both. So I remember getting like, money from my grandfather and my mom. And one of the first places I always wanted to go was either the record store or the beauty supply store. Those are my two things.
Yeah.
And so I would spend so much money, so much time in beauty supply stores. And I never felt, probably like most Black women, that I was supposed to be there. You never got like a welcoming feeling in your neighborhood beauty supply store.
Right.
It was always like, if you touch, you buy, leave your bag at the front, and people following you around because the perception is that you were stealing. So
Right.
I always say, as a young person, I didn't understand economically really
Uh-huh.
how like egregious that is. That all Black women shop in these beauty supply stores and we don't own any of the market share.
Right.
So as I got older and I understood that, that kind of excited me. It put fuel under me to want to learn more. And yeah, I'm like, I love makeup, I love hair, I love all of that stuff. But what I really love is to like infuse change. And that's like the biggest
Yes.
deal. And that's what I feel like I've done with the Girl Cave is open up stores in my neighborhood, put Black women behind, the ownership boat. And I'm hiring Black girls in the neighborhood. I mean, it doesn't get more Blacker than that.
Right?
So,
That is excellent. I am looking forward to my next
yeah,
trip to LA. I'm going to make a visit there. Now,
I love it.
the other thing I wanted to ask you about is I have so many questions. Okay.
Tell
So,
me.
after the show,
Nothing is off limits for me.
okay,
So
great.
you know that. Like we can talk about anything. Yeah.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Because I'm a chatter. So after on the show, we saw that you were married to an Egyptian psychiatrist, right? Who worked with Dr. Imani,
Psychiatrist. Yeah.
psychiatrist, yeah. And then after the show, you guys got divorced. There was a restraining order. There was a breaking of the restraining order. And so, how has that been? Like, how are you maneuvering in life after that? Because on the show, I really appreciated that you guys kind of, to me, that was interracial, but not really. Not really, but yeah. So, what were
Sort
some
of.
of the
He's
things?
he's biracial. So he's Indian and Egyptian. So we are an interracial couple for sure.
Yeah.
Um, and so I'll say this. Marriage is hard, but divorce to me is harder. I'm still going through it. I've been going through a divorce for a year and a half now.
Oh, wow.
So it's dragged on. And I think, I mean, just to be frankly honest, I think you see the worst in people when divorce and death happen. And I feel like I'm experiencing that. I left my marriage for very, very valid reasons, you know?
Yes.
And because of that, I'm culturally, in his culture, you don't walk away from your marriage. And
Right.
so a lot
Yeah.
of the things that you see in the media are really like a backlash of his anger that I have to navigate because we have small children
Oh,
together. And so I
right.
always say, you have to be careful about what you read. A lot of the stories that have come out have kind of been framed in a way to make it look like there's just like chaos and outrage. And the truth is that I've been peaceful. I'm not angry. I'm not upset. I'm actually
Right.
excited to be a single woman. I'm excited to walk into this new phase of my
Yeah.
life. I have a
Wow.
great family. I have great sisters. I have a great father. I have great children. And so my life is really full. And I think that all the stuff that you see in the news kind of shows why I left. Who wants to live in chaos?
Yeah.
Who wants to
Yeah.
live with someone who calls them names when they get upset with you? Who puts the mother of their children in jail, you know, for whatever the reason is?
Right.
I mean, short of somebody like, trying to like kill you, I don't
Right.
understand why you would put the mother of your children in jail. So I think a lot of times if you read a little bit and dig a little bit deeper, um, people that read those stories will you can kind of see through why I left. I mean, it's full chaos, full chaos,
Right.
and that's what I had to live with for a long time.
That's
Yeah.
so crazy. Wow. Wow. Well, I'm so
Hmm.
glad that you broke free of that you took back your personal power and decided that Leah Diaz needs to move forward in a positive, unchaotic direction, regardless of what you're trying to do or how you're trying to malign her character. And when I say that I saw the headlines, I only saw the headlines. I didn't indulge in actually even reading the stuff.
Yeah.
I was going to talk to you because I kind of felt like, well, maybe this is too much. Because I was like, this doesn't seem like anything that she gave us on the show. And we surely would have had another report.
Right. I think as a woman and as a mother, there's only one reason in the world why I would. I mean, I'm 39 years old. I've never been arrested before until this divorce situation. So I think that speaks for itself. Um, but I think the only reason that someone like me or a mother would ever go to jail is behind their children, and that's what it boils down to. My kids are off limits. You can
Right.
play with my finances. You can play with my my image, all of that stuff. The
Yeah.
three things that are off limits to me are Kayla, Kaylin, and Colin Jr. And those things have been really like made a thing. And so, you saw it on the show. I don't play.
You
When it comes to
don't.
my kids, especially, I really don't play.
Right.
Um, but you
And
see,
we appreciate that. We totally appreciated that. And that's why we're looking forward to having you back. Just a second. Sorry about that. That's my husband
no
walking back and
worries.
forth, looking for his keys. I'm like, baby, I'm a sorry.
That is so funny.
Sorry.
It's
Well, I
all
appreciate
good.
you sharing that with us. And speaking of your kids, three beautiful kids. Now they were kind of tots when we saw them last. How's everybody doing? Sports, school, what's going on?
My kids are doing amazing. My oldest daughter is 18 now. You saw her on the show. She filmed a lot with me. She's 18. She's living her best life in New York. I'm so proud of her. I'm proud of the woman that she's turned into. And
Definitely.
she's doing great. And my younger ones are doing well too. I mean, I can't complain. I've been really blessed with just amazing kids. So they're doing great.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Now, okay, what do you feel like your current superpower is, Leah? Your current superpower.
Ooh. Okay, so this is the thing. When you go through a storm, I think you learn good and bad things about yourself, right?
Mhm.
So, what I've learned in this last year and a half going through this crazy divorce is that I really have like I got like that thing where I can get through anything. Like I have that calm, like I have that.
Yeah.
People say like you could weather the storm. I totally feel like that's my superpower. Um, that I could get through anything. I'm still working, still raising my kids, and still doing all of the things that I want to do. And when I tell you I'm going through like hell right now with the divorce, you would
Yeah.
never really know it unless except for the TMZ articles. Like the businesses are booming. Personally, I'm doing great. So that's what I think my superpower is. Like I can ride any storm.
Excellent. And that is a great superpower to have too, because, life is going to throw us stuff and it's not going to stop. That's the bottom line. So we have to find a way to work our way through. And when we recognize that strength in ourselves, that we can do it, it empowers us even more. Like, hey, that doesn't phase me. Let's go, life. Yeah. So I appreciate that, Leah. Now, okay, what has it been like? Um, okay, no, that's not that one. What would your debut album title be? Like if you were a singer.
Ooh, it would be kind of something like an ode to Beyonce. So instead of Sasha Fierce, it'd probably be like Leah Fierce.
Hmm. I can't hear you all of a sudden.
Oh wait, can you hear me?
Can you guys hear her? Because it went out on my end. Just a second. Let me
Is that better?
see. Yeah. Okay. So what would the album be?
It's like ode to Beyonce.
Oh, yeah. They said it's hard to hear all of a sudden. I'm not sure what's going on. Oh, they said now.
Oh
Can you
no.
guys hear me? Okay. There you were. She
Is
said
that
she was in
better?
the mountains, y'all. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, y'all. I'm in the mountains.
Yeah. She said she was in the mountains,
Yeah, it
y'all.
would be something. Yeah, I think it would be kind of like Leah Fierce, like an ode to Beyonce instead of Sasha Fierce. So I think that's it.
Oh, nice. Nice. I like that.
Yeah.
What would your housewife's tagline be? I ask all my guests, what would their housewife's tagline be? Because I'm a housewife fanatic.
Well, my maiden name is Jones. I'm be changing my name back to Jones, so it'd probably be something like trying to keep up with the Joneses. I am the Joneses.
Oh, okay. That's perfect. Leah Jones. I like that. I like that.
Yes, that's
Um,
my name. Hmm.
what would you say, Leah, is the craziest thing that's happened since we've seen you on Married to Medicine? Like as far as like a
Ooh.
fan or getting recognized on the street or something like that.
Okay, so I would say one of the best things that's happened, like it's kind of crazy too, is that I was in Houston. I was at a club with my friend, who was actually one of my really good friends. He was booking a club in Houston, and he booked Nene Leaks. I'm gonna send you the photo. It's on my Instagram
Okay.
page. I met Nene Leaks, and when I tell you, we look like sisters.
Yeah.
So the photo went the photo went viral. Like I posted it on Instagram and I
Yeah.
got blogs reaching out to me saying, "Are you Nene's sister? Are you guys cousins?" And we immediately looked at each other and were like, "Oh my god, like the resemblance is uncanny." So I would say that was like one of the most fun, crazy things that's happened since being on Married to Medicine.
So not only did we feel that vibe from you being on the show, you are very similar, but I haven't seen you side by side. So I would love that picture. I would
I'm
love
gonna
that
send it
picture.
to you. I'm gonna
Okay.
send it.
That's hilarious. Now, your Hype Hair magazine, that's reminiscent of black hair, black tris with Ride On mixed in and Tiger Beat. Like it's kind of bringing me back to the old school days where, those of you who don't know, when you're a black girl growing up, you go to the hair, um,
Mhm.
you go to the hair doer, the lady that does your hair, right? And she has magazines for you to look at. And you can go through the magazines and be like, oh, I wanted my hair to look like hers. And now, ever since I got locked up, I haven't had to do that. But that was something that every little black girl used to get to go through when they were to take their heads down to the down to the beauty shop and get their hair done. So I love that you are bringing that back. You guys need to check out Hype Hair magazine. Now, is that available in tangible magazines and online or just online?
Right now, we're just all digital. So it is the original Hype Hair. So I purchased the original Hype Hair magazine that's been around for 30 years.
Yes.
Um, and let me, it's been amazing. Like it's a digital magazine, but we will be on shelf soon where you can purchase.
Yes,
But
I
yeah,
love
it's
such
like you said, it's
magazines.
Black Girl nostalgia.
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely. And then even your style for the girl cave is very my room in when I was growing up. Just like the posters, and it's so fun in there, and it's just like a chill. It's so nostalgic. You guys, if you're in that Los Angeles area, I would offer that you go just take a trip down to the Girl Cave for this experience, because there's not anything like it that you're going to see. It's so nostalgic. It's so awesome. And you be doing your part to
Thank
keep Black businesses going also. So I really think that that's excellent. Now, when you purchased Hype Hair, when did you do that? And how did you know it was for like how wait. So Hyper has been around y'all 30 years. So how did you
I
come to purchase that, Leah?
you just gotta excuse service. I hate what's going on right now, so I apologize for that. But yeah, I did
Okay.
purchase
She's in the
that
mountains, you
while
guys.
with
Take your
medicine. I
time.
got to know their team.
You've been
Can you
frozen.
hear me a little bit
I
better?
can hear you, but you're breaking up and you're frozen.
Oh no.
I don't know. Sometimes if you go out and come back in, it might work, but I'm scared. I don't want to lose
Is
you.
this a little bit better?
A little better, but you're still frozen.
All right, is this a little bit better?
Yeah, I can hear you good. She's going to drop out and come back in. You guys, isn't this fascinating? Isn't this fascinating? I am so excited to have Leah Diaz here, a breath of fresh air. She's sharing her stories with us and all the things that she's doing. In the meantime, while she's coming back, thank you guys for being here. Natashki, Dina the Explorer, Prosperity Fit Girl 40, Stephen Crisco, Royer Franklin, all you guys. Aaron D, thank you so much for being here this morning. Monique King, Naughty Love, DT's in my house. Thanks for being here from New Zealand. Joe Mendoza, no way, Chef Don Don. Black Lavender is in the house. OMG. I am feeling the love this morning, you guys. And I hope you guys are having fun with this interview with Leah Diaz from Married to Medicine. That's where
Yeah.
we met her. But she's obviously been doing her thing before and after that, you guys. And now we're going to get back into this interview real quick. Okay, picking up. We were talking about the hype here and how you came to purchase that. Like, how'd you even find out that was for sale?
Yeah, honestly, it was a fluke. I didn't like wake up one day and say, "Oh, I want to own a magazine." Um, I was working with Hyper while I was on Married to Medicine. I got to know some of their contributors, and the buzz around Hyper was that the owner was getting ready to sell. So I said, "Well, this would be interesting. I think I can figure this out." I've been in the hair industry for 6 years at that point, so I said, "Let me put a bid in," and I put a bid in, and they accepted my offer. And when I
Really?
tell you, it was like totally a fluke. I feel like
Yeah.
some of the greatest things in my life have just come to me without me chasing it, and hype hair is definitely one of those things.
Wow. Amazing.
For
Amazing.
sure.
You guys check out Hype Hair. Now describe you in one word.
Resilient.
I knew you were gonna say resilient. I was totally getting that
Did
vibe
you
from
think
you too.
so? Oh,
Yes.
I mean, I could be a lot of other things, but I think in the last couple of years, I've proved that I'm resilient. So resilient
Yeah.
first. Yeah.
Okay, definitely. Dinner or dessert?
Dinner for sure.
Okay, so you're a savory girl, not a sweet girl.
Yes. Yes. Dinner for sure.
Awesome, awesome. Now, if you were on a deserted island, what two things would you take, Leah, besides food and water?
Ooh. Huh. Well, the the brainiac in me says my phone and my charger so I can get off the island.
That's a good one.
um, but let's see. I would take some way to play music, right? Because who wants to be on
Yeah.
an island with? Yeah, so definitely um like an Apple Music player or something like that. And then I would probably take a basketball with me.
Really?
or something. Yeah, like a
Yeah.
basketball somewhere. So I would want to be like active. So a basketball, a volleyball, something that I could do, that I could play with, the
Yeah.
jump rope, something like that.
Yeah. And then you with that ball, you could also just eventually paint a face on it and name it and talk to it like Tom Hanks did.
Wilson, right?
That was such a good movie.
Exactly.
I remember it. That's funny. That's funny. You're funny. I love it. I love it. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Um, what is success to you?
I mean, I think I'm living what I think success is right now, being able to do what I want to do on my, on my schedule. Freedom,
Yeah, freedom.
freedom and peace of mind. Like to be able to
Ah,
wake up and say, hey, you know what, today I want to take some time away with my sisters. Like that's success to me. And
that's
that's what I count
beautiful.
it as.
There's no price on peace, right?
Oh, tell me about it.
That's excellent. What's your go-to karaoke song? Are you a singer?
Yeah, so you know what's funny is I'm actually, as outspoken as I am, I'm actually like very shy about doing karaoke. I
Really?
would say that, yeah, it's weird. Like, I will go to a karaoke bar, but when everybody's like, "Oh, go up and sing," I'm like, "Nah, I'll pass."
No way.
But it's Beyonce "Single Ladies." I always sing that song karaoke.
Yeah, that was my single ladies dance.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the last book that you read? Or do you audible? Do you
um,
read or do you audible? And what
yeah,
was
I
the last one?
Audible. I just downloaded Think or Grow Rich is the
Oh,
last
that's
book
an
that I just
excellent book.
downloaded on my Audible account. So yeah.
Nice. Nice. Okay, yeah, I love a good Audible. I just found I listened to this book years ago. It was like a 25-hour read. It was when I was commuting back and forth, and it was like an hour to work and an hour, and I loved that ride with this book called Shantaram. They just made it into a movie on
Mm,
Apple TV. It's excellent. And
okay.
almost
Is
it
it?
yes, and they almost did it enough justice for my imagination too, because I had those characters very well imagined. I was like, how they get in my mind to get those people? They did
I
very
love
well.
it. I'm gonna check it
It's
out.
yes, Shantaram. It's so good, so good. Okay, now, what note to self do you have for your younger self?
Ooh, note to self, to my younger self is don't let them see you sweat. Don't let them see you sweat. I was very emotional when I was younger, and let people see like too much. Keep
Yeah,
it to yourself because sometimes people can take advantage of your emotions. So don't let them see you sweat, girlfriend.
that is that's one to remember, you guys, because that comes in handy throughout your life. And a lot of people, that whole stiff upper lip thing, but literally, like, it helps to harness your emotions. It can help.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can be vulnerable, but to people that are safe, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's
For sure.
recognizing people who are safe also comes with age, though. You know what I mean? Because when we are young, we do kind of trust a lot. So I can see that coming in handy. Awesome. Now,
Hmm.
what would you say? Are you dating? Are you going to be dating? What are you looking for in the next one? Or are you going to get done with this divorce all the way?
I am dating a lot, actually. I think dating,
Nice.
people always say, you got to heal and all of that. That's true, but it's fun. Dating is fun. I'm not going to lie. I like going out. I like meeting new people. I like going on dates. I love it. So, yes, I'm dating. Um, and I'm just literally living my best life right now.
That's excellent. That's excellent. Now, on this natural hair journey that we talked about, touched a little bit about earlier, like you posted recently that you are starting this natural hair journey, and what's that looking like for you? So, did you cut it all? Are you just not using any straighteners? Do you have a goal in mind?
Yeah, I was wearing wigs and weaves so much that I lost so much hair. And I think a lot of Black women, we don't talk about this, but I was suffering from traction and hormonal alopecia both. And when I
Oh.
went to, actually, he's a black plastic surgeon in Beverly Hills, Dr.
Mhm.
Carl Truesdale. I met with him and I was like, I'm humiliated. And when he did an exam, I lost almost like 40% of my hair in the last 4 years, three
Oh
years.
my gosh. Yeah.
And so wigs, weaves, they can be great, but when we rely on them solely, we lose the ability to be able to wear our natural hair. And so I'm just at a phase in my life where I'm not going to put my hair, and it's really our health, right? Because our scalp is connected to this, at risk anymore. And so yeah, I I had a procedure with him to kind of restore my hairline,
Yeah.
which has been life changing for me because never in the last 5 or 6 years have I worn my natural hair. And then I've been
Wow.
on a steroid that stopped the hair loss, and it's been amazing for me. So um, I've done some thermal styles, but not a lot of heat. No
Yeah.
chemicals, no weaves, no wigs for about the last 2 months. And I've just
Excellent.
been wearing my natural hair. And I actually found some naturally curly clip ins that I'm going to try out this week too. So I've
Yeah.
been finding fun stuff that I can do with my natural hair that doesn't require wigs, weaves, and something that's going to really like tear apart at my natural hair. And I think it's so
Yeah.
important. And like I said earlier, Black women, we don't talk about it. A lot of Black women suffer with hair loss because
Yeah.
of our dependence on weave and wigs, and it's not sustainable.
It's not. It's not. It's cute for the night, but every day, day after day. And then with the things that people do nowadays with the lace and all that glue and so suffocating. I know that before I started my lock journey, I did, like I said, I wore weaves. Um, and then I had to wear a wig because I did too much with the weaves. I did a perm, bleach, and something else all in one day because the people said I could, and I came out bald headed, looking like that lady on "I'ma Get You Sucker" with a wisp of hair, y'all. And I had to go get a wig. I had to go get a wig, and then my scalp was a literal scab. You guys, it sounds gross, but my scalp had to like heal, and then the little wisp of hair came, and then I was like, never again. And I just started locking it. And but I totally understand what you're saying. It's
Yeah.
unfortunate that society doesn't allow a huger space for us on a natural hair journey because it kind of makes us feel like if it's not silky straight, then it's not acceptable. But it's totally
Right.
acceptable. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that you're
Yep.
embracing that part. Now,
Yeah, and
what's your
Hyper
go-to?
has helped me do that. Meeting so many hairstylists and people, that are in the hair space. It's really like I don't know. It's like a outbreak of like women feeling like they have to wear weaves and wigs, and it's sad,
Outbreak.
honestly.
I love that word for it, an
It is.
outbreak.
It's an outbreak. It's a
Literally.
wig and weave outbreak.
Yes, yes, yes. And it is so okay, you guys, I'm old enough that when weaves first came out, there was no lace front thing. It was just tracks and there was no glue. We had to sew them in. And so it's all this evolution of it, but it's all just to cover up your hair. So if anybody's out there thinking about going a natural way, I would suggest now is the time, but get your hair products at the Girl Cave Beauty Supply, all right?
Tag. Shameless plug.
Yes, yes. Now, what is your did I already ask you what your personal philosophy was?
No, you didn't. But I think my personal philosophy is, take care of yourself. I think I've learned in recent times that you really need to be self sufficient in a lot of ways. I think COVID really helped me understand that, but in a lot of ways, I think we're dependent on you know TV and our phones and government and all these other things that really are not going to take care of yourself. So definitely really be self-sufficient. That's
Right.
my that's the way I every morning I wake up, I think of how I can be less dependent on a system, a thing, and how can I really like dig internally and be more about self, not in a selfish way, but in a self-sufficient way.
Yeah. And that is kind of a fine line, I guess, because we could feel selfish taking a step back, doing what's best for us in this, because so many times we put ourselves to the side, whether it's to be that awesome wife, whether it's to be an awesome mom, whether it's to be a wonderful entrepreneur, girl boss like yourself. We, as women, typically do take a step back and put ourselves second. So to put yourself first can at times feel selfish, but hey, be selfish, y'all. Be selfish. You're worth
Yeah.
it.
And the
Definitely.
irony in all of that is doing that instinctually makes you a better mother, partner, business owner. It's like, on the airplane, they tell you to put your mask on first, right? Like save
Right,
yourself.
right,
And
right.
then you can be a better, whatever that title is to other people.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Um, and we all have to allow the space for that, you guys. So if you guys see anybody going on a journey where they're pulling back from you a little bit, maybe don't take it personal, y'all. Maybe just accept that that person is going to be doing something for themselves first, and that's okay. It's not personal, you know.
For
Um,
sure.
Definitely. Now, why is representing Inglewood so fun for you? Like, I love Inglewood. I love Los Angeles. I love my hometown. Like, I have it. I'm sure I have Oakland in my DNA. I'm pretty sure there's a way to track Oakland in my DNA. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
But I know that you love the Inglewood. So tell me about like growing up there for you and having your businesses there now. Um, are you going to be running for any office or anything out there? Can you see yourself doing that? Like, I mean, you have so much.
I'll be honest with you. I was thinking about running for office until I got this court case. So
That'll make more people vote for you unless it's against the rules. I think it'll make more people
it's
vote
not
for
against
you.
the rules, but I don't think it's a good look for a candidate to be in TMZ with an arrest report. So I'll get that cleared up and then maybe we'll think about that next
Yeah.
year.
That's so interesting. I totally was getting that vibe like you could be doing stuff in the community that way because you have spoken so awesomely about your community, Inglewood, you guys. It's awesome over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think what's so amazing is that when we were younger, when I say we, I mean my sisters and I, and you
Yeah.
kind of said like you lived in Inglewood, it was kind of like a thing that people were like ashamed about. I remember like girls that lived in Inglewood would say like, "Oh, I live by the airport." They would never say they lived in Inglewood. It was almost
Yeah.
like you were ashamed to say it.
Right.
And now that Inglewood is transitioning, all these people are proud Inglewood residents. Well, I've always
Yeah.
been proud to say I lived in Inglewood or was from Inglewood or had this connection to Inglewood. I was born there. My parents got married there. My mother passed away. She's buried in Inglewood. So my family just has like these really like core ties to the city of Inglewood. And so when we think about where we wanted to implant our businesses, it just kind of came naturally that we wanted to be in Inglewood. So my sisters own 1010 Wine and Events, which is the first wine bar in Inglewood. They're down the
Wow.
street from where I live. My beauty supply stores are down the street from where we all live. We all live in Inglewood. We all work in Inglewood. And so as a family, we just have really made Inglewood our home. And so it's fun, honestly, to live, work, and play in Inglewood.
I know that's right. Inglewood,
Mm-hmm.
y'all.
Inglewood.
Yes, yes. Now, when you were 10 years old, what did you want to be?
I wanted to be a makeup artist or a hairstylist, something in the beauty industry.
Okay, and look how it's happening. Look how it's happening. Look at that.
Full
Do you
circle.
have any
Yeah.
do you have any manifestation techniques that you rely on? Like, are you affirmation girl? Are you a journaling? Are you a visioning? Like, what are some of your manifestation techniques?
I know it sounds a little cheesy or corny, but I'm like a pen and paper type person. So I write down everything that I want for myself. And if you go in my bathroom at home, I have probably like 4 or 5 post-it notes on the mirrors. And like I said, it sounds cheesy, but it's a reminder to me daily of the goals that I set for myself.
Yeah.
Um, so right now, I feel like, life comes in seasons. And so right now I'm in a season of planting. and I'm building right now, so I have a lot of scriptures and I have a lot of things on my mirror that remind me of that. That this is
Right.
a season that I might have to make sacrifice. This is a season that I might not have everything that I desire right now, but I have everything that I need. And so affirmations to me are great, but I really like to use my own words and things that, God has downloaded in me, and I write it down and I remind myself of it daily.
Awesome. Awesome. That's beautiful. Yeah, I feel like manifesting things on this in nowadays is easy if you have your systems. Think it, write it, vision it, like it's all ready for us to have, you know? So however we
Hmm.
get there, I feel like we should get there. And I think those are
Truly believe
excellent
it.
techniques. Definitely. Well, now you mentioned the Bible. What's your go-to Bible verse?
Mm, right now, I don't know. I know it's in James, but it's "Count it all joy," and basically
Ooh.
the scripture, I can't remember. It's James something. It's so funny because I have it written down. My sisters are laughing at me right now because I can't remember. But essentially, the scripture says that even in your troubled times, you're supposed to count it all joy. And so that's a scripture that I have written down in my
That's
office.
excellent. I'm gonna go look that one up. Count it all joy.
Yes. Hmm.
Definitely. Definitely. We're not gonna hold you up much longer, but I do have some more questions. Let's see. I have so many questions. Let's see. And now I have, okay. What's the most misconceived notion someone might have about you?
Um, Probably that I'm a criminal and a hothead. That I'm just impulsive. I
Yeah.
think if you see certain scenes on the show and you see
Oh, she dropped again, you guys. Isn't this incredible? You know what, Norma? You are so right. Today is a full moon, y'all. You need to clarify your intentions to watch them manifest, okay? Just get clear, write them down. And part of things I do, Miss Norma, when I'm thinking of my intentions, is I also think, let me know what to do it when I get it. So if I think, oh, let me have $1 million, then I also want to know what to do with the $1 million when I get it, so that I can still have access to it or whatever. Like, because there have been times in my life where I ask for something and then I get it and I'm like, ooh, what do I do now? So I feel like there's a follow up ask sometimes. Stephen Crisco says, do your hair growth tips work after chemo? Oh, you know what? Actually, my mom has stage 4 cancer, you guys. And rosemary oil and clove oil have been helping for her. Let's see. Yes, hello and good morning. I hope Leah finds her way back soon. You haven't been to the salon since COVID, huh? Yeah, well, I mean, I was locked before COVID, and I actually, oh my gosh, you guys. So, COVID out here in California, it was like March 19th was the day, or 13th was the day of the first lockdown. And I went and got my hair done on like March 8th, not knowing that the lady who was sneezing behind me could have maybe had the vid, y'all. But yeah, I made it through, but I haven't been back since either. Um, almond oil with rosemary for your scalp. Yes, I've heard of that almond oil before. Taking vitamin B vitamins to reduce cortisol levels helps. That sounds like it could help with a lot of things. Like vitamin B is good for energy and all kind of stuff. Let's see. Um, yes, it's an addiction to weaves and wigs. It is an epidemic. Rosemary is as good as Rogaine. That's yeah, my mom, we did the rosemary. We just went and got some rosemary. We got a good grapeseed oil. We soaked it ourselves and then we made our own homemade rosemary oil for her. And so far it was helping. It was helping. Let's see. Um let's see. I hope she finds her way back. If not, that was my almost hour interview with Leah Diaz. I appreciate you guys for coming in today. Let me see. Um, Anything else? I did have some other questions for her, but wasn't that fascinating? So that was Leah Diaz from Married to Medicine LA. Somebody said, I saw the question, will it be back? Yes, weaves are designed to destroy your hair, you guys. Um, it's a cover up, literally. It's a cover up, okay? So they call it a protective style, but it's literally ripping out your follicles, okay? That sounds good, right? Let me see. Oh, thank you, Naughty. Let me see. Somebody asked, will Married to Medicine, here it is. Miss True Kelly. No, Married to Medicine at this time isn't in the talks for coming back, she said, but there may be something happening on another platforms under some other name perhaps or something like that. But the actual Married to Medicine Los Angeles is not in the talks of coming back. But I think they should be talking about it, y'all, because have you seen Girlfriends in Paris? Okay, why? I'd much rather see Married to Medicine Los Angeles than Girlfriends in Paris, personally speaking. But like Leah Diaz said, Bravo has some kind of something they work on, and whatever was happening on Married to Medicine didn't quite fit with what Bravo had planned, so they took it off the air. Now, I don't know what we could do to try to get it back on the air because there was an initial season and then a hiatus and then a second season and now a cancellation. So I would love to see it again. I think we should have Married to Medicines in Atlanta, in LA, in Oakland, in New York, in all the cities. Just show us all the Married to Medicines because those ladies are doing lots of great things on Married to Medicine. Now, let me see. Oh, thank you, Stephen. Thank you. Yeah, Girlfriends in Paris was very bland. I wasn't interested in watching it. And I heard the reviews were not that great, and neither were the ratings. So we'll see if Bravo feels like giving them a second 18,000 chance. Because sometimes on some of the, I don't understand who does the programming at Bravo, but sometimes I'm like, why'd you take that one and put this one? And I don't know, but I don't work there. I don't work there. Thank you. Dina the Explorer. Stephen agrees. Girlfriends in Paris was ridiculous, and that bisexual fashionable designer girl from Dallas seemed so unhinged. Tell us what you really think, Natashki. Girlfriends should have been on Peacock, right? Like, why don't they bring Married to Medicine LA back on Peacock? That would be awesome. That would be awesome. I would like that. But that doesn't look like she's going to get back with us. She was on a staycation with her people. And that was an awesome interview for me. That was awesome. I got some questions. We got to know her better. She talked about life after Married to Medicine. She would do reality TV again. She's been divorced. She's still going through that divorce. It's been crazy for her. It's one of the hardest things that she's ever had to go through, but she's getting through it. She found out that her superpower is that um, she can get through anything. She's resilient. Count it all joy. Um, Her note to self would be uh, about her emotions. Don't show them all the time. Um, she got Hype Hair magazine that had been in business for 30 years. And then she was able to purchase it after she found out on a whim that it was for sale. Isn't that awesome? And her businesses. So the Girl Cave Beauty, Hype Hair Magazine, Champ City Bar, and Inglewood's Finest Apparel are her latest endeavors. And I think you guys should go check her out. Her name was Leah Diaz. She's on Instagram, and she'll hopefully be coming back to us in some form or fashion on the TV sooner than later because I think Leah Diaz is awesome. And you know what else I think is awesome, you guys? My curvies. You. Thank you for being here today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys are awesome. I hope you smash that like button, smash the subscribe button. I hope she gave you a word. I hope that you took away either a manifestation technique or philosophy that you can maybe look at and work in or something if you found it in a positive way. And share this video. Leave a comment. I love interacting with you. Love you, Natasha. Love you, Stephen. Love you, Dina. Oh, you guys are so great. I love my curvy community. Hit the bell so you can get notified. And oh, yeah, like the video if you haven't already. Thanks for being here this morning on Larger Curves for this exclusive interview with none other than Leah Diaz from